Thank you. So I see you when I come back, and many blessings. Mhm. Blessings and love, we are here. We greet you. We come from the angelic rays and come through St Francis, the Council of Nine, the Arcturians, and of Quan Yin. Today, the message we would like to remind you all is to forever have compassion and love and kindness and generosity in your hearts. For when you come from the place of strength and recognizing the most highest point and nature within another and yourself, you will activate and you will awaken much more a beautiful evolution and experience, which will be both pleasing and much more rewarding than if it is to come from a space of fear or lack. When you are in your power, you shall remember the divinity that you are. You shall connect with all that is true and love the quintessence of the source, which is forever expanding. And through the vehicles of light, and through the voices of light, you shall awaken and remember your true path, therefore be a reflection, a divine reflection to all those who are ready to receive the beauty of all that which we perceive, and you beings on earth seem sometimes to be a little bit asleep too. We invite the first question of the evening.
Thank you. I would like to ask the first question. I would like to ask about my work and what I need to know to go to the next level about my work and to work on a greater and grander scale.
Firstly, dear one, rather like a sandstorm, you must let go of any preconceived plans or ideas. For what you are currently asking, you are holding your arms up to the universe. You are saying, I'm on the right path, but give me it all. You are asking for that, yet you are trying to prearrange and to organize by routine something which is destined to happen. For success is your birthright, dearest. But we are saying, open your arms to the stars, pray like you are doing, yet let go of the small details. For if you are to say, oh, I would love to go on holiday, and you open your eyes, and you open your arms, and you pray to the universe, I would love a holiday to happen. You may find there's a little holiday going 100 meters down the road. And you say, okay, this will do this, I can arrange this, we will do this with the gatherings, with the development, with all the people. But you are limiting yourself. That is why sometimes things come as a bang, and sometimes things come as a little gift or signal that you should be doing something far greater with less of the small details and control involved. You open your arms and your eyes and your heart to the universes, and you ask, dear omnipresent omni-universe, please gift me the highest and the best in both my interest and also the collective greater good. I am at your mercy. through compassion, please have mercy with me and compassion to me, and take me to where I am destined. That cannot be that 100 meters down that road, for you see, we in spirit have far greater things prepared for you. But do not limit yourself. For if you say it is noon, it is 12 o'clock, it is the highest time of the sun in the sky, or the lowest time. So, I must do this, or I must arrange that. No, dearest. If you just wait, you are patient, a much greater offer shall come to you. Success is not something that must be sought, it is something that must be received, expanded upon, and then used for the highest good. It is something that must be anointed, rather like when John the Baptist is anointed through the sacred oils. Through your career, there is need for you to research the essential oils and the herbs, for they will help you to let go of any long-standing patterns and allow you to take you to the next level. You shall be working a lot more with smells, and also your smells that you smell will be the indication whether you should proceed forward or stop. For sometimes you give yourself mixed messages and it makes you go rather in circles, dear one. Circles can be a good thing, but we foresee there needs to be change and a bit more of adaptation. When you are adapted, you are more flexible, and therefore you can bend through the realities and the limitations, for you must claim your power. Don't seek it, just claim it, dear one, for it is not outside of you, it is within you. You know this, it's just getting over the fence and enjoying it, dear one. Put your wellies on. Therefore, explore. For there is nothing which you cannot do. Don't limit yourself. We invite the next questions, dear one.
Thank you. Also, I would like to ask about work. What should I do to find my life purpose to work on?
Through your life purpose, there is a need for you to creatively find that which has been assigned to you and you are destined to do. So far, you are always looking for the academic or the best, most optimal route, dearest. But we are saying, we are advising, we are guiding that you only do that which brings you joy, that which you cannot plan. Indeed, the message for all of you beings here tonight is the more unexpected and the more unplanned the route is, the more you have serendipity. Indeed, your career, your future path is one of much laughter and joy, for it will bring you ease. It is less of the accounting numbers and more of the vibrational colors which are going to shape and to create the foundation of your career. There is the need for much travel, and there is the need to stop with the numbers and to start with the creative colors and joy. There is the need to do that which brings you upliftment, for then you can uplift others. It is really a lot more simpler and profound than you could foresee. Your career will take you over the sea to other locations and countries, and indeed it will be a creative change of path with the export and import, but also involve much travel and creative design for yourself, dear one. Look to the colours, for they will guide you, and the ocean's colours are very therapeutic in their coded awakenings, dear one. The month of July shall bring so much more clarity. We would like for you to look to the stars, to look to the cards, and to look within. We invite the next question, dear.
How do I find my soulmate?
There is no use looking for a soulmate when you could have a twin flame. Those of you who know our words and our actions and our communications would understand it so. For soulmates could be any of you in the room. It could be a war partner in the street, or it could be an animal. Your soulmate is from the same stellar, celestial origin as you are. And yet your twin flame is another unified aspect of you which shall make you more complete and whole in your understanding and your love. You need to relax more, dear one. You are rather what we call a perfectionist. It is not that you do not have love in your life. You have many opportunities, and yet you try too hard and you push them away. It is like you are living the teenage romance, for you could have it all if you want it all, but you must let go of some of the perfectionism in yourself, and you must seek the relationship that will be most nourishing and bringing up of your heart. There is a need to heal your throat chakra and to work clearly with a crystal clear consciousness of the heart chakra of awakening. We see a great pink and green energy around your heart, and Quan Yin coming to you, bringing forth the message of compassionate nature to yourself and others involved in all relationships of your life. For your relationship to yourself materializes in the relationships outside of yourself. What are you ready to reap the rewards of, dearest? But we see in the month of November you shall be going somewhere warm and sunny, and indeed you shall be united with a potential candidate for your twin flame. We say potential candidate, for there will be 3 men you shall be aware of, but only one shall be your twin flame, dearest. We invite the next question.
Today I'd like to ask my life purpose.
Dearest, your life purpose is to give and to be given to. Your life purpose is about the present of the present. For when you remember that present moment, you can receive the present and be the gift that you are supposed to be. Your life purpose involves guiding and success in your businesses and all that you do, but not just to be physical success, but to transform any lower vibrations into purer vibrations, and to prove to others that you can do what your heart wants to do and be a success and not have to worry. There is a need for the relationships to be harnessed and developed in your life's purpose, and through your soul contracts you have agreed to go far in success and life, and we see this going strength to strength, dear one, for you shall never have to worry about financial restrictions, for you are going strength to strength, dear one. That is why you have always been on your path of onwards and upwards, and we see that your life purpose involves discussing with your spirit and your soul and those involved and being a success despite others' unfamiliar knowledge of all that you are and what you achieve. Your life's purpose indeed involves giving what you give and receiving the gift of who you are and expanding, for you have treasure. And when you have treasure, there is need to awaken it. You are on the path, dearest. Even when you have clarity, you must use it, for you are the treasure. We invite the next question, dear ones.
To find my life partner, what kind of action should I take? The previous time, the spirit told me that I should be in a kind of action about the father of the babies. What should I do to find him?
Dearest, indeed, we greet you again. We would like to ask you to be less reactive to your experiences in your world and more proactive. Rather like a yogurt or a cheese. It can be active, it can be reactive, or it can be proactive. When one is proactive, it does the action that is most in tune with developing the highest good for the future. Therefore, like the raising of the bread with the yeast, you are proactive. Therefore, you allow yourself to expand, and indeed the children and the love to come to you and through you. We ask for you to fully heal, to anoint yourself with a love that you are supported and held by the universe regardless of your situations. As you allow yourself to receive and absorb the love, and indeed you are working with the crystals, with the healing, you shall go strength to strength, and therefore you shall be able to deliver and bring forth the children that you were destined to. There is no need to worry about time, for all is working in divine timing, dear one, but rather like a pet, you must look after your inner child, for otherwise your inner child shall kick up a little storm, and you must be attentive to it, dearest, and nourish the inner child with compassionate love and deep understanding. Again, we would like to remind you all, plan a little, of course, but plan 20%, and open your arms to all that you are destined to receive in the higher scheme of things. By exploring your Akasha, you go on a journey, rather like a field trip to the Akashic records. We would like for you to research some of the ascended masters, for they will have messages for you, especially Lady Venus and Apollo. There is a link there, dearest. And there is a link towards your full alignment of health also. We invite the next question.
I have some plans, and I'm looking for a place to be able to bring them to life. But in the meantime, I also have a place a little bit further out in the city, which is actually quite big for myself alone. And I also have been looking for a place to rent. I'm a bit confused as to rent a place, a new place, or to go ahead and finish what I have started 2 years ago. With this big house that I have, that I own myself, which has been standing there neglected. I have been neglecting it. Yes, this is, I really need help with this.
Dearest one, you have one plan, we have 3 plans. There is nothing that we do not know of, and we have additional blessings for you. Again, we wish to remind you, why have 1 when you can have 3? Firstly, we would like to remind you, indeed, the house you have thought, should I sell, should I let go, should I do this? Indeed, it is one of sacred space. You have free will, you have choice, of course, always. But we are saying, rather like the stone walls, rather like the energy in the space, it is a ceremonial gathering place that we see are connecting the 12 points, the 12 chakras of spirit. For rather like the Lemurian and the Atlantean gatherings, there are 12 or 13 sacred guides around the house and the location and the garden. For we have been observing, and as you have mentioned, we will bring it to your attention that you have neglected this sacred space, this temple. But this sacred temple and space also is part of you, inside of you. Therefore, you have also neglected yourself for far too long. And you have survived, you have managed, you have got through. But now is your time to experience your bliss and also to bring that bliss to others by reforming this sacred space. There will be the facilitation of 3 healing centers. One will be quite small, an old little building. One will be quite grand in its nature with a little garden, and we see the horseshoe and the 12 to 13 energy points. This is the one you are referring to. And we see another one, dearest. 2 or 1 shall be abroad, and 1 is definitely in Turkey, and 1 may be also abroad. It is in the plan. We have advised all beings present not to plan too much, and yet what you are asking is slightly different, for there is a divine plan which you are finally hearing our words of wisdom and our guidance, and it is waiting to sprout into a flower and blossom in the most beautiful way, rather like a water lily illuminating the whole entire pond. Therefore, what we would like to remind you is you are not confused. You are just finally hearing our calling, and it sounds a bit overwhelming, for there are 3, not 1. But indeed, it's a divine blessing, and in the law of the universe, that which has the message of the 3 is the natural organic order, the only perfected shape in the universe that is natural in its origin is the triangle. Anything else is limited to the physical earth plane. If you would like to connect with higher forces, you almost always must include cinematics and the law of 3 of the triangle vibration, essence, and numerical explanation. For there is nothing in the universe which is not heard, not sung, or not danced that is for the highest good. You are really just activating that golden light and that prism within you, which will cast into rainbows and ripples of love and joy to all those who experience your support space you hold. For you are indeed a gatekeeper and a guardian of the light, of the crystalline light, of the illuminating rays of happiness, of joy, of spiritual truths. It is time to reclaim your power. It is time to step into your light and to live the life you are destined to. Your mission is to awaken those who are ready to receive, for there shall be many beings who will come to you and through you, and indeed your teachings, your gatherings will also fully heal what you have been working on also, dearest. In the golden light, in the rainbow prism rays, you shall awaken through the quintessence spiritual love and interdimensional communication. For there are many angels and beings and guides assisting you on your path and being a catalyst moving you forwards and forwards so quickly, dearest. You are very lucky indeed. We shall be assisting you every breath of the way. Fear not, dear one. You are birthing a new reality for the world. Thank you, dearest. We invite the next question.
Thank you for your guidance, and I'm really grateful for it because I'm really very clear about so many subjects in my life now, and I just want to know about your previous message to me, literally about my past lifetimes, that Akasha thing, and how can I connect it more deeply with the spirit and with my essence also.
Dearest one, we admire your deeper understanding and expansion, for we are never far away and we are always guiding you, dearest. We would like for you to investigate your previous lives in Greece. For many of your past lives you have been incarnated in Greece. We would like for you to tap into your Akasha, into your Akashic records, where all that you are, your karma, the collective essence, teachings, experiences and memories of your past and present and future are documented in the Akasha, in the Akashic records. There is the need for you to travel to both Egypt and Greece in the next following 5 years. There is the need for you, yes, to look to the stars, but also to look within the sacred geometric shapes and communication of both cinematics and also sacred geometry. For there is no food on earth which does not contain sacred geometry. There is no plant, there is no emotion, there is no form, there is no thought, there is no word, there is no essence, there is no planet, there is no speech, there is no expression, there is no thing or energy which does not contain the sacred geometry. By further developing your understanding and research with sacred geometry, you shall understand that everything moves by cinematics, the music of the spheres. The sacred geometry comes in rather like electrical circuit which changes things. Listen to our words again 3 times and you shall find yourself home, dear one. We are grateful for the expansion of what you are, for you will also be teaching those that are ready to receive, and indeed the children are waiting. They are waiting, they are waiting, they are waiting, dear one. We invite the next question, dear one.
Thank you. Thank you for honoring us. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the channeler. I'm grateful for all for each of us here. I would like to ask about my connection to thought and the tablets, and how to proceed to connect with Mat. Thank you.
Now we greet you, dear one. We would like for you to remember how the emerald tablets were written. For you are not writing enough, or you write little scribbles here and there. But there is a need for you to start writing your channeled book, not from what is thought from yourself, but the messages which you receive from the channeler and experiences and memories. Record them, write your book, and when you further start to do your channeling, there will be the continuation of your writing and documentation based from the memory of what you have experienced. For you are working different to the channeler, and yet you are developing your abilities. Indeed, Master Thoth, as we greet him and we bow to his presence, had the emerald tablets spoken to him in tongues. For when they were spoken in tongues, messages for humanity were given, and also higher intelligence. They were then later documented after his passing. Therefore, rather like the Bible, or the Quran, or the Bhagavad Gita, it is important that you pick the right version to decode. But even better, you channel it again. Mat is the feather, the weighing of the heart and the feather. Therefore, be more in the moment, control less of your beliefs about things, and really be in the mercy and spirit in every area of your life, be it with what you consume spiritually, physically, from food, from air, from people. Just receive and process what you are when you are ready. Do not limit yourself, for you are far greater than you could ever preconceive. By doing so, by documenting this, you will have your treasure map to the universes and beyond, dearest. It is important you start to document, and the pencil and paper by your bed is needed. We invite the next question.
Thank you. I would like to ask about relationships and love area of my life, and about my twin flame or soulmate.
Dearest one, the relationships you experience are the relationships you have with yourself. How you treat yourself, and if you accept yourself or are ready to grow and develop. Therefore, you must state that you are ready to change your patterns in relationships, and you are ready to fully be in the flow. For when you are in the flow, you realize there is nowhere to go, for you are in the flow, rather like salmon swimming in the river. If they restrict it, they may drown or be eaten by a bear. But when they flow so smoothly. Therefore, your power animal is one connected to water and fish indeed, and yet it is also the bear. Therefore, we give you the power animal of both the fish and the bear. For if you were to be born a little bit later, you would turn into fish. There is no coded message in this, it's just as it is. But we would like for you to flow more. And then you realize if you are the bear hunting yourself for the treasure you are seeking, you are the treasure, is within you. If the bear is trying to catch the fish and the fish does not want to be caught, it flows. And if the bear is trying to catch the fish but it's hungry and it's lost something, it's had to put something on hold, it waits till a salmon fish jumps out of the stream and jumps right into its mouth or its paw. Therefore, flow. Try less, flow more. For when you try to fix something, you are stating to the universe that something needs to be fixed. But when you are in the flow, you allow the treasure to come to you, to feed you. And also there is no karma involved. For if a bear is to try to catch the salmon, when the salmon is in flow, the bear shall fall in the water and the fish shall get distorted. But if the bear waits till the fish jumps out, there is no karma, for it just happens in flow. Therefore, no being should ever feel guilty about the abundance they can receive when it's in flow. And yet, if one takes abundance from the flow and distorts the flow of another being or others, then there shall be an inharmony. You may say, okay, I understand this, but why do I have this relationship, that relationship happen? That is because you're not in the flow to yourself, to your beliefs about yourself. Belief, if you unscramble the letters, are be life. Change your beliefs and you shall be life. You shall become alive. You shall be in harmony and flow with life. Therefore, transform, dearest. That's the message of the relationships. Transformations. From the month of mid-March, things shall improve, dearest. And June will be the time for a gathering. But you can't do it all alone. You need 4 or 5 to be involved in the grand scheme. We invite the next question.
Thank you. I have the same question about the twin flame. What should I do to have a relationship?
To unify with your twin flame, you must first accept, then claim. And indeed, some action and creative looking is needed. But it is not that you are deprived. You just start to use the ingredients in your kitchen cupboard of your spirit to create the harmony of the twin flame and the relationship, which does not need to be dissolved away, for it is strengthening, and once you meet your twin flame, they stay with you. This is almost certainly the case, for once one has connected with a twin flame, there is very unlikely to be separation. Therefore, when you befriend yourself, you become your best friend. When you meet your twin flame, you allow the ease and the harmony to keep expanding upon that love which you have unified and shared. There is a need for some healing in your solar plexus chakra and the need to communicate with the angel Raziel and Ariel to work with some crystals and some healing on your solar plexus chakra and to be able to digest some of the relationship experiences of the past, and therefore be able to assimilate new nutrition of love in spirit to allow your twin flame to come. For if you are carrying around old baggage, you cannot fully allow the new to come. There is the need for treating yourself more, dear one, for you are one to be invested in. It is time to invest in yourself, and therefore your twin flame will be able to find you easier, for your light will be brighter. We invite the next question, dear.
Thank you. I have been teaching in a school for 15 years, and then I quit the school because I was thinking I don't want to be at 8 o'clock in the morning in the classroom anymore. I'm going to have a different lifestyle. I'm going to be with my mates, and I'm going to do only private teaching, and I'm going to earn more money. I started earning more money, and but the more money I earn, it's never enough for me. I never have enough money. Like at the end of the day, I want more money, and then now I'm feeling it's as if something is missing. Am I doing the right profession?
Dearest, indeed we said less with the accounting, less with the numbers, less with the money. For the more one has, it often becomes harder to digest. You must be more selective about the abundance you wish to receive. For you see, money comes from sources, and your aspect of money in your creation is not abundance that is seen in our thing, in our timing, if you like, in our reality. When you receive money, it's come from another's energy. Or we would recommend and advise you only to take on the money or the abundance from the energetic vibrational frequency which is similar to yourself. Therefore, if you are vegetarian, we advise you not to take money from an abattoir or from a slaughterhouse, for it will make you experience feelings that are not of your own. Therefore, there is the need for selective abundance consciousness and a vibration that is in harmony with yourself. Therefore, only give what you would give to yourself, and only receive what you would give to yourself. There is no failure in not accepting something that is not in tune with your vibration. Quite the opposite. It's like saying, you know that what needs to come to you will come. Thank you for the consideration. But universe, I know that the highest and the best is always coming to me, and I can be clear that those around me know of my requirements, so they can be fully nourished, respected, and given to, so I can be a success, but without the what we call dirty money. For you must understand that some money is very old and contains bacteria, and is what causes many of the illnesses and diseases in your world. Even credit cards, even things, they are made from plastic. What is plastic? Plastic is something that will never be removed from the planet. Therefore, it is one way society is controlling the human minds. In the olden days, crystals were used for money or shells. Before that, bones were used, and indeed many things from nature, nuts, chocolates in Mexico, sweet corn. It was the things of the earth. Why, we would ask? Because they would go back to the earth. Before the finding of agriculture, the gifts were from meteorites, and were some of the crystals and gems from other planets, the metals. Indeed, gold was never really part of your planet before. It was only hundreds of thousands of years ago when a meteorite collided with your planet that brought gold to your world. That is why humans have always, the innocent part of humans have always sought and searched for purity and gold. We would wish for you to remember that when you receive a banknote, it has the head of those which they wish you to idolize as God. Therefore, be careful when you ask to receive more money, for you are allowing yourself to be stripped bare and exposed to positive and negative vibrations. Money can be a tool, but please do remember that beyond eternity, money as you know it does not exist. It can be a transport, rather like getting into a car whilst you are on Earth, okay. But there is really no need for a car. For firstly, you have legs, just like in nature. You can walk, you can go on a bicycle. But most importantly, there is the Merkaba vehicle, which is co-expanding within your spirit. You must understand there can be no poverty in your world once you understand this. The more money you have can be a beautiful thing, it can be a hindrance also. Rather like, how many children do you want? You say, I want 20 children, then before you know it, it's ruling your life, your thoughts, and your identity has been removed, even if they are the most purest beings. Therefore we say digest what you can, but really seek the wealth which you can continue with eternally. For there have been many billionaires who have gone with billions of money without knowing anything. It would be far greater for you to want to be abundance in eternal knowledge, wisdom and love, and have all of your needs provided for plus lots more. For when you need something, it is always given. When you understand this, there will be no limit to anything you experience, and the lower vibrations will be consumed by the higher vibrations. There is a need to change your career yet again, dear one, and give the number game to another, delegate it, dear. For once you do the numbers too much, it can cause confusion. It is far greater to put your hat on the table and receive what is required. You shall always have, dear, because you are a princess in a past life. Time to wear your crown now, dear. We invite the next question.
I would like to ask you, how can I bring out the power, the essence? How can I bring it out, which is in me? And how can I be in flow? Because it's very difficult for me, being in flow.
Dearest, firstly, we are saying you are rather highly strung. Therefore, you are rather like a musical instrument. But you just need to come back into the harmony. When you are in harmony with your true inner being, your inner light can expand and can grow more. You have crystals to work with. You have the meditation time. Just make sure that you combine it into your life always. You must realize how loved you are, for sometimes you doubt and you feel you have to do far too much. You are always doing too much. You must start living, and by doing this, you shall illuminate your inner path, your inner way. You must pick the cards, choose the cards from your heart, and the messages they deliver shall be that of inspiring awakening. Before the month of June and July, you will have so much clarity and so much additional blessings that will bring abundance in all areas of your life and your path, and unification of the love and your inner light, which has been waiting to be awakened for far too long. There is a need for you to visit China and Bhutan and Israel, for these are diverse in their location, but similar in their antiquity of light. For there is a need for you to release your dragon breath, to breathe more, and to worry and think less. Success is on the agenda, and we see many more investors and partnerships. And by doing so, it will facilitate your spiritual time to be enhanced and more time to be dedicated to it, dear one. We invite the next question.
Thank you. I have an issue. After I lost my family, it began. When I stay alone at home, there's an attack coming. I'm losing all my abilities. I cannot breathe. I cannot drink water. And this disturbs me a lot, and I don't know how long does it take. And I really want to heal this issue, and I don't know how to do it.
Put the crystals in the water, dear one, and drink the milk or the coconut milk. For you have had past lives in India, and you have too much anxiety, and water can be quite hard to drink. It is a hard substance. You beings on earth don't fully understand, for you have never really, most of you have never ever tasted real water. To taste real water is to taste the ice from the freshest spring. Most of you drink water from bottles or taps and all the added additional chemicals, which are not like natural ice, glacier water. Therefore, you need to drink the milk or the coconut or something creamy, the yogurt or the nut milk, something that is comforting. And to put the crystals in the water transmutes any of the unwanted additional minerals, for your body balance is out of balance, dear. The mineral balance is out of sync. Therefore, there is the need to also seek nutritional advice and guidance. For there are some ulcers which need to be healed in the gastric abdomen and the esophagus. There may be beings present who may be able to guide or assist further. There is the need to lubricate these areas and to facilitate healing, for just as the spine and the tingling is connected, so too is the irritation. It is really about healing the ulcerations of your mind, body, and thoughts. It will improve and it shall improve, but you are in charge. You are in the driving seat. We invite the next question.
I would like to find out about my spirit animals, please. And I just want to say how grateful I am for your presence.
Dearest one, we came through with St Francis. You indeed have many of our animals, not just one. You see, the message in your life is never one. It is always the gatherings. There are deers, there are doves, there are foxes, there are rabbits, there are dogs. And indeed, additionally, you were Noah in a past life. Therefore, there are giraffes, rhinoceros, hippopotamus, and again, guess what? The dove. For the dove and the olive leaf, your purpose has always been about bringing forth the peace to the situation. That is why you have been through the torment to yourself, for you have had to remember that peace is something that is co-expanding within you, and through compassion you have come out through the other side, and you want to bring this peace and this joy to others. You are 75.8% out of the woods. Therefore, you are 75.8% healed, dear one. And indeed, we would like to see many animals around you, just as there are many beings around you. For rather like a grand circular table, there are many beings connected to and through you. Many beings think they have just one guide or one animal. Indeed, then they do. But you have prayed for assistance, and therefore by praying for assistance and not saying, I pray for just one, you are being given those that are surrounding you in your presence. For your life is one of variety. There is no need just to eat one color of the rainbow. The more variety one eats and expresses and experiences and sees and feels and absorbs, the more frequency and vibration one can expand upon, and therefore lovingly and compassionately teach, empower, and activate in another. We would like to say you are a master in the making, and yet we would like to remind you you are not a master in the making, for you have always been a master. And in all of your lives, be it saintly, masterly, or experimentally, you have always had the treasure that you seek. And you are painting now the reality that many seek. Therefore, by continuing on your path, you will continue to illuminate the experiences, the time, the reality that both you and others experience. We wish to remind you the necessity of having animals and beings around you, for the beings of light are assisting you with the expansion of all that you are. Indeed, there will be the need for delegation and beings that will also take care of both the animals, the residents, the guests, and the events. For the majority, 99% of the events, you shall be there. But there will be times when you will be called elsewhere. For your future is one of brightness and interconnection with the interdimensional reality contained in both food, plants, animals, beings, interdimensional higher consciousness, and the laws of the omniverses. The message of singing. It's time to sing again, dear one. Just like the birds do. Let me invite the next question, dear one.
Thank you. Recently, I feel very blessed and grateful, and the first time in my life is like I feel belong. I'm into this world even, and thank you for reminding me that you are always around and supporting us, and thank you for making me to believe and feel it. And I just would like to hear if you have another message to me.
Dearest one, we would like to give the message just like fear not. And you often feel that your father's going somewhere, that people are going to pass away, you're going to be alone, and you feel the suffering of the world. But we would like to remind you that you are never alone from either loved ones on earth or in spirit. And indeed, the spiritual partners here, your spiritual team, are always assisting and helping you, dear one. And it is not that you have to do anything. It is not that you have to break out of your shell. For the shell you feel is just the illusion. We would like for you to remember to keep being in service to humanity like you are doing. We would like for you to be receptive before we have great plans for you, dear one, as we have mentioned. But you must understand that the team you're looking for is already here. It is just about asking. For others ask. But you do not ask very often. You try to keep the peace, the harmony, and to do your best and help. But it is important for now for you to ask. Ask for yourself. For when you give to yourself, you will be able to self-realize. You will be able to see, expand, love, and forgive. For it is okay to forgive the feeling of feeling you will be alone. But we would like to remind you will never be alone. And when you are connected with your twin flame and your future, things will just start to expand. We see April, you will be going March or April and December. You will be traveling abroad. And all costs will be included, dear one. So you better get packing, for your future is bright. And just ask, dearest. You are the master key. We invite the last question of tonight.
Thank you. I would like to ask about for your suggestions for my upcoming journeys in London and Tulum. How should I get prepared, or what should I do for these journeys? Please, thank you.
Dearest, you will understand a lot more about the music of the spheres, about the crystals, about the sacred harmonics. There will be many past lives, many memories that you will have rather like deja vu. You have always had a calling to the old things, to the Victorian style. And indeed, you will be walking down some streets and be like, oh, I have done this many times before. But things have changed these days. You will start to hear the voices of spirit. You will start for your throat chakra to be expressed. You will be able to start to not have to worry. For we never wanted you to worry, but you have had many worries on your mind that are going to be completely dissolved. It is time for you to enjoy to fully enjoy the nourishment. And indeed, you will connect with some of your soul family. In fact, by the time you return to your current abode, you will realize you have met all of your soul family in this incarnation. Therefore, the secrets, the memories, the experiences, and the expansion of your spiritual development will be profound. The connection with a Christ frequency will be profound of the Holy Communion, and also the Mexican symbol of the golden chocolate. For there was indeed a deity that was connected to the gold, to the sun, and the chocolate. And you were in the Mayan ways, but you were never of it. Therefore, there shall be much healing. There will be lots of things you must document. For there are those ears and those eyes and those beings that are in need to receive. Hear the messages. Hear the spiritual voice. For when the mind is quiet, the weather is mild, quite pleasing, and you shall be able to hear and document your dialogue with interdimensional spirits. The medicine is within the food, the bread of the earth, the fountain of chocolate, the sacred texts that have been carved into the tablets, climbing the mountain top without any dis-ease or effort, for your future is one of propelling yourself forward without the need to over-exert yourself, for you can be transported to infinity and anywhere you require. Once you ask for your needs to be met, and you let go of the mind's reins of the horse. The situation with your private matters that you have been worrying about are connected to the past life with Judas, the tax, the injustice. But we wish to remind you this is healed, and by healing it, your spiritual growth, your spiritual propellation is rather like a helicopter taking you to the higher realm. The message we have for all beings present is to remember the many angels, the many guides, the complete compassionate love that resides in all. And there is always an interdimensional source ever flowing within you, ever present, rather like a bubbling spring. Ever present for the quintessence, ultimate interdimensional source is always co-expanding within you and through you and with you, for you are of it. For I am and you are the key, the way, the light, and the source. In love and harmony, until we meet again, we are grateful for your gathering, of your ceremonial gathering, for it is sacred beyond your comprehension, in love and respect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye, good love.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Welcome back.